Hi there Aquarius, thank you for joining me for your weekly forecast for week commencing the 31st of March. This week sees your ruling planet Uranus joined by the Sun in the part of your horoscope that's to do with ideas and everyday communication. You can find that your mind is really switched on, and if you are somebody who likes competitions or any kind of mentally challenging task, this is your time to shine. Yet sitting still may prove a bit of a problem, and you may also find yourself being a little bit highly strung. So if other people, other mortals, humanoids, are not quite keeping up with you at the same pace, you might find yourself being a bit irritable and snappy. So how do you make all this energy work for you? Well, the most important thing to understand is that there is a new moon operating in this part of your scope that shaped up at the end of last week. And this new moon is essentially asking you to connect your emotional thoughts to this rather charged up nervous energy that's going to be washing around you. So if you say things, they need to try and reflect who you are, and you could find yourself with quite a short attention span and therefore needing a lot of stimulation. It's not a great week to hang out with people that you find maybe credible in some ways, but perhaps they're a little bit slower in others. You need to be people who challenge you, interest you, and spend time on the things that you find inspirational too. However, waiting in the wings is, of course, Pluto and Jupiter, which continue their opposition and their square to Uranus, which has pretty well been going on all this year, and now, of course, the Sun. And that kind of peaks between Tuesday, Wednesday time. So you may find that you confront someone with a point of view and tell them in a very direct way how you feel. And it could be stuff that just erupts from the depths of your emotions, stuff that you've been bottling up for a long time. On the other hand, somebody may say something to you about how they view you, and they may challenge your reality of a situation, and that can put you on the back foot. So just be aware that it's a two-way process, but there is a lot of energy going around, and if you try to pack too much into this week, I think by the end of it you could be feeling absolutely washed out, totally exhausted. So do try to pace yourself. However, there's a wonderfully delicious event which occurs on Saturday. All through the week until then, Venus is with you for 5 last days. Venus in our own sign gives us extra charisma, and yours certainly won't be lacking this week. And you could find yourself chatting to someone completely spontaneously and forging a lifetime bond. Or you may connect with someone and you may spend some time with them, but it may blow out pretty quickly. But then on Saturday, Venus moves into Pisces. This suggests that your financial situation will start to revive, and rather nicely too. And it could be through your thinking skills that this is going to happen. So if you are someone who's very active around ideas, then that can be a way that you can generate more income, especially if you work with the public or with technology. But Venus moving into this new area can also give you a more sensual vibe when it comes to your love life. Just be conscious of this, because if there is someone who's been interested in you, it could go from a more attraction stage to something more physical. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.